and welcome once again to Inspirational Wednesday with Fortune Jeba, where we talk about inspirational tips from the Word of God and where we get inspired every day. And today we will continue from where we left off the last time. The topic was you need to climb. And I did share with us what it means to climb. If you need to see God, if you need to see Jesus, then you need to climb. Remember, I said to us that you will never find God on the surface. And I did promise I was going to share with us how to climb. And so today I'm going to be giving us 3 tips on how to climb. Now, the first one I want to talk about is fasting. Now, fasting is a very important spiritual exercise. It is that exercise where you discipline the flesh, you stay away from food and sometimes food and water. And then you keep your spirit alert and spiritual. Now, when you fast and you do it very well, your spirit is in tune with God. We saw an example in the book of Matthew chapter 4 and in the book of Luke chapter 4. It was Jesus who fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. So fasting keeps you in a spiritual state that helps you to be connected to the heavens. And number 2 would be meditation. And God said to Joshua in the book of Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, he said to him, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate on it day and night, and thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Now, beyond having your way prosperous and having good success, every time you meditate, you shut yourself from the outside world. You shut yourself from the noise around you. And you stay focused. You concentrate and you begin to think about God and think about heaven. That is a very profound way to draw Jesus to yourself. Now, the last I want to talk about today is to have a strong desire. Now, in the book of Luke chapter 8, from verse 43 to 45, the Bible tells us about the story of the woman with the issue of blood. She said to herself, if I may just touch the hem of his garment, I will be made whole. Now, we see a woman who has this strong desire to meet with Jesus. Remember, there was a press, there was a crowd, because she was desirous of the master, and she made her way through and she was able to touch the master and she encountered him. Notice that when the fountain of her blood dried up, Jesus stopped and said to the disciples and said to the people, who touched me? And the disciples were bewildered because, it was a press, a big crowd was thronging on Jesus. And he asked, who touched me? It goes to say that, we have a lot of people, around church, around Jesus, as it were, but not all of them have the ability to climb. Not all of them have the ability to connect to him. In the midst of the crowd, this woman was able to touch Jesus. This woman was able to call the attention of Jesus. If you need to find Jesus, then you must seek him in fasting. You must seek him in meditation, of course, fasting and prayers, and then in meditation. And of course, the last I'm going to talk about today, like I said, is to have a strong desire. I hope you have learned something. Next week, we'll continue. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to always time. God bless you. Share our videos, drop your comment, give us a thumbs up, and God will richly bless you. I'll see you next week. God bless you.